Also, welcome to all of you. I'm Fred. This is Doug. Your name is Drew. Athens, Georgia. Doug, welcome to you and your lovely wife. You're on my line, Doug? Yes, I am. Excellent. Looking forward to hearing from you. Yes, sir. Georgia. Very welcome to Georgia.
Hey there, Fred. This is. Hey there, Fred. This is Mark Holmes from Baltimore, Maryland. Your brother from another mother, streaming live to Malaysia.
Very good, Mark. Welcome to you, sir.
Good evening, Vicki Smith from Macon, Georgia. Hello, Fred.
Vicky, good to have you with us. Welcome from Georgia. Douglas Fields from Union, Georgia. Douglas, Douglas, are you on my line? I am. Very good. Looking forward to hearing from you in just a couple minutes.
Good evening, everyone. When I get it from Dallas, Texas, I have free guests online, Maria and Jose, and Holly from Dallas, Texas. Thank you.
Welcome, Lynette. Welcome to your day.
Thank you.
Ross Watson out of Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Hey, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay, yes. Lamar, welcome to you, sir. Are you on board? Yes, sir, I am. All right. Keep it between the lines. Yes, sir.
That's what you
Welcome from Blake. Just about 1 more minute before we commence the call. Given that, so you're calling you. Bill and Julie Scott, you from Georgia. Bill, welcome to you, Julie from Georgia.
Seattle, Washington, Jackie.
Welcome to the call.
Jerry from Carolina. You Philadelphia, Ohio,
You're welcome to the panel.
Christina Daniel Holler from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Columbus.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Welcome to South Carolina.
Gina D. from Georgia.
Welcome to Georgia.
Sandy Knox from South Carolina.
Sandy, welcome to South Carolina.
Thank you. Venus from Hampton, Virginia.
Welcome to Virginia.
Angela from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Welcome from Bowling Green.
Kathleen Maiden, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit the bottom of the hour plus 1 minute. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZG International. I currently hold the rank Triple Diamond in our company compensation plan. It's my privilege to welcome you as your host for our Thursday evening executive overview of the ZG International income opportunity. This evening, our focus is going to be on the criteria, or if you will, the essential ingredient what one would look for to get involved in a home-based business in the industry of network marketing. The information that we're going to share this evening is really geared for those of you that have been invited as a guest, perhaps a friend or a coworker, maybe a family member, has been sharing with you information about our company's products and the opportunities that are available as an independent distributor. This information is really for you, and certainly a very warm welcome to those of you that are invited guests. Now, especially those of you that are relatively new to our program, tonight's call is not going to focus on our products. We have a product-centered call that occurs on Wednesday evenings. And we certainly have a lot of information available in the form of, brochures, online information. I encourage you, if you haven't been able to join us perhaps on the call last night, that you get take advantage of that information this evening. Our real focus is on the income opportunities that are available to start a home-based business, as virtually all of our distributors do on a part-time basis, and an opportunity to create some supplemental income. For many people, this is an opportunity to start part-time and develop a replacement income, if you will, a full-time income. And certainly for many, it's become, frankly, a life-changing talk about those three specific ingredients, what I call the essential aspects you look for to join a successful company. Those three ingredients specifically are, number one, experienced corporate leadership. Certainly you want to know the people running the company. Well, they have the experience, the tenure in the industry to know how to build a long-term successful company. Secondly, we will talk about the products, and specifically in the form of the kinds of products that lend themselves to creating a successful home-based business. And then finally, we're going to talk about the timing aspect, because, well, I think timing is probably a critical ingredient in most things in life, but certainly within our industry. And you're going to have an opportunity to hear from a few of the folks that have been working with us anywhere from a few months to a couple of cases a few years. So let me first start with that first issue: experienced corporate leadership. The founder and owner of ZJ International is a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. Now, you may not recognize Ken's name, but he is an icon in both the nutritional and direct marketing industries. Ken was part of the co-founders of Nature's Sunshine back in the 70s, and you might be familiar with that company's name. Nature's Sunshine, almost 40 years now in business, has gone on to become one of the industry's legacy companies. And by that I mean it's a company that's been in business over 20 years, continues successfully to this day, has done $1 billion in sales. And in our industry of network marketing or direct marketing, that's truly an astounding statement. In the probably 60, almost 70 years that this industry has been in existence, less than 24 companies have stood the test of time. Not only has Ken Brailsford built one of them, Ken went into his second company in the 80s and developed Enrich International. Some of you may be familiar with that company. Continues to this day, almost 30 years in business, now under the name of Unicity. So Ken is literally the only man in history that has built two of the less than 24 long-term successful companies in our industry. Well, he had long since retired, and then just a few years ago, launched ZJ International. Ken has, because of his experience, because of his credibility in the industry, he's attracted some of the finest of the people in the industry to join our corporate team. Literally, our corporate team is approaching 200 years of high-level experience in the industry of developing successful direct marketing companies. Now let's talk a little bit about the product. And I always have this question, Fred. Why do you say that the company leadership is the most important thing? Shouldn't it be the product the most important thing? And frankly, I'm going to tell you the product is second to the corporate leadership. And the reason I say that, over the years, I've seen a number of companies with very good products, in some cases, exceptional products that aren't in business anymore. You have to have people at the helm of the ship that know how to steer it, to keep it going in the direction you want it, because the product alone is insufficient to create a long-term opportunity. But certainly the product is foundational in making a decision to align yourself with a successful company. Now, in our industry, the kinds of products that lend themselves, first and foremost, what you want to look for is a unique product. You want to be first to market with a product, because that's what creates the market for that product. The Johnny-come-latelys, the Me Too companies, never are as successful as the first company. So look for a unique product, something that's new to market. Secondly, look for something that's highly consumable. You want to have something, ideally, something that people consume on a daily basis. But here's the most important factor. It's got to be a product that really works. Because if it really works, people are going to continue to use it week after week, month after month, year after year. And that's what becomes the foundation of a long-term residual income. And what happened with ZJ International, we've been in business just a short 6 years. But the real ZJ story started a couple of years before that with an hour-long documentary that aired on the Discovery Channel. Now, this documentary is introducing us to a botanical, a tree, if you will, by the name of Moringa oleifera. Now, certainly, it's pretty much unheard of in the Western world. But we learned through the Discovery Channel documentary that a very small quantity of the powdered leaf of this Moringa oleifera tree was being used to literally reverse childhood starvation in some of the most impoverished and drought-stricken countries in the world. Since that original airing of that documentary, we have literally been overwhelmed by the power of the third-party validation of the nutrient benefits of this product. There have been, governmental agencies, prestigious medical universities writing papers on this. There's a plethora of third-party Western medical studies identifying the nutrient powers of the Moringa oleifera. A simple search at the government website for medical publications. It's called pubmed.org. Search for Moringa, and you will see hundreds of vetted, peer-reviewed studies attesting to the power of this product. Well, we were very fortunate that a few years ago, a videotape copy, a VHS copy of that documentary from the Discovery Channel was forwarded to Ken Brailsford. And that might not have been a big thing, except for the fact that Ken Brailsford is probably one of the very few people in the world that was able to not only see the power of this botanical, but had the wherewithal to bring it to market. And when Ken watched that video, he recognized that he could do more good for mankind with a single botanical than he had done with the perhaps hundreds of other products from his previous two companies. And that caused him to come out of retirement and bring Zija to market. Again, fortunately, he had not only the financial resources to make that possible, but his credibility in the industry allowed us to attract some of the finest of scientific minds. We have Dr. Monica Marcoux, pretty much recognized as the top botanical expert in the world as part of our medical board. We were able to get Dr. Russ Bianchi, arguably one of the top food formulators in the world, to be involved in the formulation process. And we launched our company a short 6 years ago with our very first product, which was an all-natural, organic, enzymatically active beverage that was entirely made from the Moringa oleifera tree. So we could take in all the nutrients from this plant. Our products have over 90 verifiable nutrients, 46 antioxidant properties, 36 anti-inflammatory properties, all of the omegas, 3, 6, 9, and what's most important is all of these nutrients are being provided for us in balance, in efficacious amounts, the way that nature intended to be consumed. All of the amino acids, including the 9 essential, that our body can't produce. We have to source from our diet. Everything in a single great-tasting beverage we can drink on a daily basis. Now, since the original launch of the company, we've expanded our product into 3 separate product divisions. We have our liquid nutritional, which now includes our all-natural healthy energy drink. On the firm foundation of the Moringa Tree Nutrition, we have a product that has some additional natural products that gives you energy throughout the day. And unlike the so-called power drinks that are out there, this is actually healthy for you. We expanded into a second product division, which is our skincare line. We have incredible documentation of the power for the topical use of the Moringa oleifera tree. And so what we've done is we've infused a line of salon quality products with the nutrient powers of the Moringa tree. In my opinion, our skincare line is really the sleeping giant of Zija. We have technology in our skincare line that's not even going to be available in the open market for probably the next 5 to 10 years. But more recently, we introduced our weight management systems. And I'm not saying our diet systems, because it isn't a drug, it isn't a pill. It is a system that provides several components. The nutrition component, certainly based upon our nutrition drink. We have our second components, which are additional natural ingredients to help the body improve the metabolism, reduce the desires and the cravings for foods that aren't healthy for us, additional products that help us metabolize our food better. And then our third step is our all-natural premium tea, which helps the body naturally improve its ability to eliminate the toxins and waste products that are built up in fat cells and overwhelm the body sometimes as we lose weight. We started with that product about 2.5 years ago, that product line, and we have literally over that period of time, over 30 months, have experienced double-digit increases in sales month over month over month. And it kind of makes sense. You know, today the challenge we have in North America and through much of the Western world is obesity. And people are looking for something that's going to help them lose weight without dieting, without exercise, but do it in a healthy, natural way. And so when you combine these kinds of products that people need, people want, and frankly, there's no other place to get them except through an independent distributor of our Zija products, this is what creates an opportunity. And before I go on to our next section, I'm going to go over to Newnan, Georgia. We've got a young man that, just been my privilege to know, I've actually known Douglas Stroop for some time because his family's involved in the business, but he's a young man, just recently graduated from college, has been building a part-time Zija business here for a bit with us, and it just truly had some astounding results. Douglas, why don't you take a moment, join us on the line, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you got involved in Zija and what's happened with you since you joined the company.
Well, like Fred said, I just graduated college with a degree in business administration. And, you know, the way that I got started with Zija, my mom, Amy Stroop, actually just tossed me a packet of Smart Mix and said, "Here, take this. It's good for you." So, you know, after about a week of consuming the products, I really liked how I felt. A little bit about me, I played baseball in college. I've always had, you know, achy joints and sore muscles, and, you know, I thought this was just the life of an athlete, you know, feeling achy all the time. But once I started taking Smart Mix, the aches and pains were gone. And, you know, I felt great on and off the field, which was incredible for me. So, you know, what I did is I got started with a Builder System 1 and set up a 150-point auto ship, and that is to maximize the compensation plan. So like I said, graduated in May 2012, and, you know, since that time, my business has actually grown 400%. And I'm actively building, you know, with a great team here in Newnan. We all share the same vision. And because of that, I've achieved the rank of gold. And, you know, through helping others, just last week, you know, my check was over $500 for the week. It's not too bad for this little part-time thing I got going. And, you know, that does not mean anything special about me. But what it does mean is it shows the power of a team when we come together for a common goal. And by the way, getting married in June, and the best part of this business is I'm able to be proactive financially for my fiance. And I am so thankful for Zija giving me this opportunity. So, Fred, back to you, man.
All right. Hey, Douglas, I'm so excited for you. It's great to hear your enthusiasm, and I, for one, wish that I had an opportunity to start in Zija when I was your age. Thank you for joining us on the call, Douglas. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that's really kind of interesting about what we do and what makes this very unique in our industry is we've got all those ingredients, the first two I talked about, experienced corporate leadership. We have the right kinds of products that lend themselves to true long-term income opportunities, but we've also developed a specific system that allows people from all walks of life, all previous levels of experience, irregardless of age, location, what have you, that creates this opportunity that anybody can duplicate. Now, I want to talk about the third ingredient. And a lot of times people don't see how important this is. It's timing. And a lot of people think, well, I want to be in at the beginning of the company. I've even had people say, boy, Fred, I wish I could have started 5 years ago like you. Well, the fact of the matter is that's not the right timing. That was probably the single ingredient in Zija that was a challenge to me. I saw the corporate leadership I was looking for. I saw the kinds of products I was looking for. But timing was not what I was looking for. See, it was pretty obvious when I joined Zija that it was going to take at least 2, 3, 4 years to build build a foundation for the company to launch it into the momentum stage. That's the point in a company's growth cycle where sales go exponential. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these companies just don't stick around but a year or two or three. But I felt comfortable by working with Ken Brailsford that I would have a long-term opportunity. Well, today, as we speak, we are literally at the beginning edge of what's commonly referred to as the growth curve. We refer to it as the momentum stage in network marketing. The technical definition of the momentum stage is when a company hits its first $100 to $200 million a year. That's the beginning of the exponential growth curve. That's where all of the industry's 6- and 7-figure income earners have joined their respective companies. As we speak, we have just hit that point in time. And so timing becomes critical to making a decision on when to join a company. I want to give you an opportunity to meet another one of our distributors. Been with us now, I think, probably about 2 years. Dee Shaw is out of Forsyth, Georgia. Dee has a very unique story, and I think pretty much demonstrates that anyone who's willing to commit a little bit of time on a regular basis and follow a system that is designed for specifically designed to create positive results can create success in our business. Dee, why don't you join us on the line? Share with the folks your background, what it was you did to get involved in ZJ, what's been your experience with your part-time home-based business?
Thanks, Fred. I'm a homeschool mom, and I have 14 children. They range in age from 24 years down to 2 months, so I'm extremely busy. And when I was introduced to ZJ, I was actually researching and looking for business opportunity. I knew I had to find something where I wouldn't be trading time for money because, frankly, I didn't have much time. We were living paycheck to paycheck when Amy Stroop shared with me about ZJ. I was already interested in health. In fact, I took a Lazy Susan full of supplements, which helped me manage a debilitating health challenge. I was especially intrigued by the 36 anti-inflammatories, and of course, like everybody else, got results from those anti-inflammatories right away. But it was the Ken Brailsford story that made me know I wanted to get involved. I didn't really have any extra funds, but I knew I had to do something different if things were going to change. I actually spent our grocery money in order to purchase a builder system. And I plugged into the system. I made my list. I scheduled a business launch. Within the first week, I'd sold enough samples to get back my entire initial purchase. I earned, in the second week, $500 on my first paycheck. And I haven't missed a paycheck since. I'm now earning better than an average full-time income, working part-time around my very busy schedule. In fact, what's really nice is I earn even when I'm not working at all. When I was taking some time off, when we had our last baby, I continued to get a check every Friday, whether I worked or not. I love residual income. Now we don't have to worry about having enough grocery money. Fred, when you think about feeding a family our size, it's more than most people's mortgage. We now have not just one, but 2 new cars thanks to ZJ, not to mention all the extra things I'm able to do for and with my children. That was really important to me, to not have to go work at a job and trade time for money. But the best part is I get to help other people do the same thing. All we do is plug them into the simple, duplicatable system, show them how they can spend a few hours a week and develop a long-term residual income. And Fred, like you said, if I can do it, anybody can.
Dee, thank you so much for taking time to join us on the call. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, Dee's a very modest lady. She has attained the rank of Emerald in our compensation plan, and she's now in qualification to become part of our profit-sharing program. See, unlike when we first started with ZJ, we now have the resources. We have the ability to put into the mix things that just really don't exist in our industry. Several of the new enhancements that have occurred over the last 12 months. We've instituted a profit participation program. Really what that is Ken Brailsford's commitment to the people that are going to build this company. He has made a commitment to give 25% of the company's profit. If you will, that's 25% of Ken's money is going to go back in to the distributor base in the form of this profit participation program. We just launched that. It's going to roll out over the next couple of years in 5 separate pools. We put the pencil to paper. There will be people making 6-figure and 7-figure annual incomes from profit sharing alone. We've recently instituted another program. It's our Team 250 program. It's a way where a brand new distributor can get involved in our company, and simply for doing what we do, sharing our products with people, as little as enrolling 1 or 2 customers a month, our distributors can have a zero overhead business, meaning that even their personal products will be free and paid for by the company. We rolled out another program, our Team Benz program, where the company will literally pick up your payment for a luxury automobile, luxury Mercedes-Benz automobile. But I think what's interesting is, that is really not that unique in our industry. A lot of the successful companies have a luxury car program, but it's always reserved for people like myself at the highest level. Our program is designed so even our very part-time people can become eligible for that, even at the gold rank, which is where young Douglas Stroop has just hit that rank as well. And he can now be in qualification to have the company pay for his luxury automobile. What I want to do now is I want to go over to Doug Stroop in Noonan, Georgia. And that name may sound familiar because we just heard his son on the phone. Doug and his wife, Amy, have a very powerful story. They have built a business over, I believe, the last 2.5, perhaps 3 years, that is truly astounding. They've hit the rank of double diamond in our compensation plan, and really what that means is they have developed a 6-figure plus income, and they've been able to do it while having their children at home with them. Doug, listen, it's just been exciting to see what's been happening with you and Amy's business, especially over just the last few months. Maybe take a moment, share with us a little bit about, your history, your background, why you got involved with Zegen, and what this has meant to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Fred, and I appreciate you featuring my son, and Dee Dee's on our team. It's interesting for us to hear Amy's name being mentioned, in the testimonies tonight, because, we are Doug and Amy Stroop, as you mentioned. We live near Athens, Georgia. We do live on a small little working farm here. We've got horses and goats and chickens and all that stuff, but Amy is a homemaker. She's a homeschooling mom. We have 7 children. And I've been a singer, a musician with a Southern Gospel Quartet most of my life. Amy is the one that started with Zegen back in July of 2009 is when she was introduced to it. But I didn't actually come on board with her until January of 2010 because I wanted to do some research and find out that this is the real deal in every way. And I became very, very passionate and joined her efforts in January of 10, as I said. We did come in with a builder system and a 150-point auto ship because we understood we need to have enough product to consume ourselves and enough product that we can share that with others. Well, folks, I tell you, just in the first 2 weeks, my joint pain I've been dealing with all went away. Amy's hormonal imbalance issues she'd been dealing with for many months all balanced out in the first 3 weeks. So we knew the products were powerful. We knew they worked. We had to share this with other people. We could not keep that to ourselves. So we just plugged into the simple, duplicatable system that you've heard folks talking about, and we began to sponsor other people and train them to sponsor other people. And by doing that, we began to qualify at the different 10 ranks. Now, as you mentioned, we have qualified as Team 250 every month since it started, and we're training our team to do the same thing. We did qualify for our own Mercedes-Benz right when that program came out. That's being paid for by the company. It's the best ride we've ever had. It's beautiful. But, Fred, the money that we're able to make now as Double Diamonds has been totally life-changing for us and for our families. If we go back to July of 2009, just very briefly, we were in survival mode because of the economy, because we'd lost over 80% of our income. We were totally in survival mode, and I know people out there understand what that means. But now we've been able to go from that in a very short time to being able to purchase a very nice home out in the country where we live now. We've got plenty of acreage here all around us. Matter of fact, we were just able to buy a little bit more land, a few more acres just a few weeks ago. And we can use that on our farm. I mean, our children love it. We've got a pond here we can fish and swim in and all that stuff. They really, really love it here. We took our family on a cruise with us to the Bahamas last year. Rather than just, me and Amy going, we were able to take the whole family. So we're able to travel with the family and be together as a family rather than Dad having to leave every day and leave the family behind. That's what happens across the country just about every day. So just to close it out, it's truly an amazing, life-changing journey for us with ZJ International. I have to tell you, the best part is that we are now being able to break that chain of financial bondage and replace that with financial freedom and time freedom. Thanks, Fred, for letting me share my story tonight, and I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Doug, and certainly thank you to Amy for bringing you along for the ride, Doug, and congratulations on your success. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard this evening, the three critical ingredients to success in our type of industry. Experienced corporate leadership, the right products that really work, that can create long-term repeat customers, and therefore long-term residual income, and the issues of timing. And certainly in today's ZJ Land, everything has been put into place to create that opportunity that so many people are looking for today. Now, you've heard from a few of the people, some that have been working with us as young Douglas here for just a few months, a couple of years, Doug and Amy now approaching 3 years. Really, the true opportunity with this company is still ahead of us because we're now just hitting that explosive growth phase. To get involved with our company is a very simple matter. It's a simple matter of a $39 application fee. Now, what we've recognized, and it's our system that we teach today, is that the correct or most efficient way to introduce somebody to our products and to our business is to let them try the product, to sample it out. And so we've put together 3 different packages of products that allow people, frankly, with any level of funds to start with, to be able to pick a package. And these packages allow you, depending on which package, to not only get additional product for free to help you in the sampling process, can also increase by 50% your income opportunity for anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So what I want to do right now is 2 things. First, for those of you who've been invited on the call this evening, get back with the person that asked you to come to the call this evening. Get your questions answered. Find out which package is going to be the most effective for you to get started with that'll meet the needs that you have and the goals you've set for your business. Then secondly, this isn't the end of our presentation. It's simply the beginning. We're going to be hosting a very special Fast Start training call on Saturday morning. It's going to be on this same conference line. It'll start promptly at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's on the Pacific Coast. That'll be 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, of course. We're going to have one of our company's top distributors, top trainers, teaching you step by step how to launch your business, how to get into profitability in a short order, and then how to go on and build an organization with ZJ that can create, for some of us, truly would have been what has been life-changing levels of income. So with that, I'm going to, one more time, special thanks to my guest that spoke for us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and open up the lines, close out the call. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the Saturday morning Fast Start training on Saturday morning. The lines are open.
Thank you, Fred. Terrific call. Mackenzie. Good call, Fred. Alexander, San Francisco Bay Area. Great call.
Thank you.